Good evening, all the joinees. Hi, this is Ansu. I welcome you all to the webinar conducted by Engine Markets. By the time the others join in, let's have a look at today's webinar topic. So today our topic is how we could build a model portfolio using Engine FS, that is Engine Fund Score, as a parameter and using the feature of Portfolio Optimizer. So firstly, we will be making use of the funds section to filter out funds from different categories basis their Engine Fund Score, post which we would be moving towards the portfolios section, wherein we would be using the feature of portfolio optimizer, which is mentioned as improve in the portfolio section. Basis that, we would be viewing 6 optimized portfolios that would be coming up, out of which you could select either one to run a portfolio analysis on the same. And lastly, we would be looking upon how you can analyze that respective model portfolio, for that matter, that you created, and the asset allocation. Following which, the quorum would be open for a Q&A session. You could either unmute yourself or type down your questions in the chat box, and we would be appreciating if you would be taking up only topic related questions with us. For anything which is not related to today's topic, you can either drop in your mail ID or your contact details. Our team could reach out to you for the same. So let us begin. So this is our landing page on Engine Markets, which is the Markets tab. So firstly, talking about Engine Fund Score and creating a model portfolio using that, we would be understanding what does Engine Fund Score stand for, or how is that derived. So for that, I would be going forward with a single fund analysis. And for that, I would be searching for that fund from this search fund option. So you simply put in the name of a respective fund. It opens up as a single fund analysis. So for that matter, I have selected iPru Large Cap Fund. And next to that, you could see a black tile mentioned as Engine Fund Score. And the score is 8.4 out of 10. Clicking on that tile will give you an explanation for the same. So you could see it says that this explanation is mentioned just below. So this score will range between 0 to 10, 10 being the best score. Now, how do we arrive at this score? We've also provided the explanation for the same as well. So 10% weightage is given to the AUM of the fund, and the remaining 90% is equally distributed among the short, medium, and long term returns and volatility. Short is equivalent to 3 year, short is equivalent to 1 year, medium is equivalent to 3 year, and long is equivalent to 5 years returns and volatility. And each of this time horizon will be having 30 30 30% weightage, wherein these are the parameters that we use to arrive at this Engine Fund Score. In addition to these quantitative parameters, we also have one qualitative parameter as well, which is apparently the age of that respective fund. That is to say that a younger fund would have a lower score when you compare it to that of an older fund. Specifically, because the younger fund does not have enough data to prove its performance in the market. And also, this score is comparable intra category only, that is within category comparison, which says that you cannot compare the score of a iPro large cap with that of a quant small cap. It has to be compared within the category only. And also, this score changes on a month on month basis. And the history for these fund score can be seen onto this line graph as well. In addition to that, there are two more scores that you can see next to this Engine Fund Score. First being the risk score, followed by the return score. So, talking about the risk score, this lets us know the volatility protection capability of a respective fund. Higher is the score, higher is the volatility protection of that fund. And following that, return score lets us know the return generation capacity of a respective fund. Higher, the better. So, for all these three scores, fund score, risk score, as well as return score, we say higher the better. That is, closer to 10, the better it is. Now, history of these scores that you see onto this line chart now can also be taken up into this Excel file as well. You can simply click on this Excel and the history of these fund score will come up for you. Once we are through the understanding of engine fund score, let us move on to the second step, that is portfolio creation basis this engine fund score. And for that, we will be moving towards this funds tab. So under the funds tab, we have this screener section, which will help us in filtering funds basis the filter parameters that you can put in. So the first thing will be category selection. So you can select on this filter categories as an option, which will give you four buckets, which are specifically the asset classes and their respective SEBI classification. Now, out of these, you could select multiple categories at the same time. So let's say for my portfolio, I would be selecting in total five categories, starting off with focused, followed by, let's say I take a flexi cap, then I go forward with a large cap and a small cap. I would also be adding in category of hybrid. Let's say I'll select aggressive hybrid. I do not want too much allocation into debt. Hence, I take an aggressive hybrid portfolio out of this. Once all your category has been selected, you can simply close this box and the list of funds will come up. Since we have selected five categories, we know that there will be like a more than 100 schemes coming up. However, currently you can see just 50 results. That is, by default, we will be showing you only top 50. You could click on the drop down and select at max till 300. So I have selected 200 and I'm clicking on apply. So we can see that out of this list of five categories, there are a total of 163 funds that are coming up. Now, within this as well, if you want to filter it basis an AMC, you could also do that. Currently, I am just open to all the AMCs and hence I have not selected any specific AMC. Following that, let's say before shortlisting fund, I put in two more filters in this fund section. And that is possible in this section called as apply filters. Let's say I put in a filter for AUM as well as an age of the fund. So for AUM, let's say I select 5,000 and for age, I put in 5 and I click on apply. So any filter you put into these parameters, you need to make sure that you click on apply so that the filter can take into effect. Now, once I have put in this data which says show me only such funds whose AUM is 5,000 crore and above and the funds have been in the market for at least 5 years. Our list has gotten shortlisted and now we are left with 62 odd funds. So the remaining 100 funds have gotten removed basis these two filters. Following that, I will be shortlisting funds basis the engine fund score. Now, right here, the third column you can see is the column of engine FS. Now, the first thing that you need to remember is that the blue column highlighting says that the data currently that you are viewing is sorted basis that column heading. Currently, this data is sorted basis engine FS. For example, if you want to sort it basis the TER parameter, you could click on any of these column heading and your data can get arranged either in the ascending or in the descending order and the column will now come up highlighting in blue color specifically. Again, I'll go back to the engine FS, arrange it in the descending order. Now I will be selecting the best performing fund from each category basis the engine FS. So starting off with focused as a category, I would be selecting HDFC focused fund. All you need to do will be clicking on this compare icon which will instantly move the fund to this compare tab. So we are done with one category. The second category, which is FlexiCap, the best performing fund in this category is HDFC FlexiCap, which has an FS of 9.4. Since we already have a fund from HDFC AMC, I wish to go to the next best AMC in that case. I do not want to be overweighted onto the same AMC. So the next best in FlexiCap is Parag Parikh. I'll click on the compare icon. Following that, we have is this aggressive hybrid, wherein we have iPru equity and debt to be performing the best. Next to that, we come to large cap. Again, I will be going with Nippon since we already have iPru AMC with us. And finally, left with small cap, I will be selecting Bandhan since we already have HDFC with us. So as of now, we have selected 5 funds, one from each category. I'll simply go to this compare section and you could view that instantly the funds have gotten moved from the funds tab to this compare tab, all the 5 funds. Now within this compare section, you have an option to instantly create a portfolio out of it just by clicking on this convert to portfolio as an option. But before converting it into a portfolio, I would be wanting to look upon their overlap positions. So this tab will let us know the common underlyings between every two fund. Now, just by looking at these color combinations, which is to say that each of these funds are in the lighter green to the darker green range. That is, they lie well within the 40% range of overlap. There are only two schemes, that is iPru Equity and Debt Fund and Nippon Large Cap Fund, whose overlap is to an extent of 42. If you feel comfortable with this overlap, which is just a bit more than 40, you could anytime go forward with this convert to portfolio as an option. Let's say for now, from this iPru Equity and Debt and Nippon Large Cap, I wish to remove iPru Equity and Debt and add the second best fund from aggressive category. So I will be going to this main list. There is a delete icon that you can see. You simply click on that. I go to the fund section and the second best fund in aggressive hybrid fund happens to be SBI Equity Hybrid. I'll click on this compare icon. Come back to the compares tab. We have set of 5 funds. Again, I will be checking onto the position overlap. You could see that they are well within the limit. That is, they stay in the darker green and the light green section. Now, what you can do is simply click on this convert to portfolio as an option, and instantly your equally allocated portfolio will be created in this second last tab of portfolio mentioned as from compare 85. So we'll be going to this portfolios tab. You can click on this collapse all icon, and since this was created from the compare tab, it will now be available in this from compare folder, which you can click and it will expand. First thing that you can do could be rename the specific portfolio name. So click on this drop down and select this option called as rename. So let's say I'll just label this as model October 2025 and you hit on enter for it to take into effect. Once that is saved, you can simply search for that respective portfolio from this search option and click on the name. Now we are looking at the portfolio analysis of this instantly created, equally allocated portfolio. Let's say for now, you do not know how you can go forward with the allocations of schemes in the portfolio. Since this is equally allocated, for that, we have a portfolio optimizer feature called as Improve, which you can use as a starting point as to how you can rescale the allocations of schemes in the portfolio. So once you click on this improve icon, this page will open up, which will specifically give you suggestions how you can rescale the allocations basis each of the objective that we have provided, be it maximizing the return, minimizing the volatility of the portfolio, or maximizing the Sharpe ratio. Please note, in this improvisation or portfolio optimizing feature, neither are we adding any new scheme nor are we removing any existing scheme. We are just changing its original allocation in such a way that either of these three objectives of yours could be achieved. Now, let us understand each of these models in detail. There are two broader models, which is ranking model, which is called as a concentrated approach, and value model, which is called as a balanced approach. Talking about ranking model, the basic purpose of this model is to concentrate maximum allocation to a single fund only. Let us understand this in detail. We will be comparing the original portfolio with that of the rank returns portfolio. So the objective of this rank return portfolio will be, of course, maximizing the return. And that you can also see. This annual return parameter, originally the portfolio has had a 21.9% annual return. If it would have been basis this rank returns model portfolio, it could have come up to 25.4. Now, how could this difference happen is wherein 43.8% could be allocated to Bandhan small cap and 21.9 had been allocated to HDFC focused fund. Now, why only it focused on these two funds and no major allocation were given to the remaining three? The reason being is the type of portfolio that we are currently looking upon, which is called as rank returns. The objective of this portfolio is to maximize the return. So this improvised portfolio section, what it did was historically basis the time period that you set in, which you can edit as well. So in this 5.5 years that we had set in, it highlighted or it calculated the returns that were generated by each of these schemes, and basis those returns, the best was generated by Bandhan small cap, and hence it got an allocation to an extent of 43.8. And the second best fund that generated the second best returns in the time period that you had set in was HDFC focused, and hence it got an allocation to an extent of 21.9. Now, here as well, you could see a difference in terms of the allocation as well. Bandhan got an allocation to an extent of 43.8, while HDFC Focused got an allocation to an extent of 21.9, which is exactly half of Bandhan. And hence, we call this as a ranking model. Why did Bandhan got allocation to such an extent? Hence, this is a concentrated approach wherein the system is concentrating maximum allocation to a single fund only, and exactly half goes to the next best fund. Similar would be the approach for the other models as well. Minimum volatility will state that the maximum allocation will go to that fund which had the lowest volatility in the time period that is under consideration. That is, you can see SBI equity hybrid got the highest allocation. And similar is for this rank Sharpe. Maximum allocation will go to the fund that had the best Sharpe ratio basis the start date that you had set in. So this was all about the ranking model, which is called as the concentrated model. Following that, we have is this value model, which is called as a balanced model approach. Here as well, let's focus on this returns value only. The original return of 21.9 increased or could have been increased to 23.3, wherein if you see the allocation is 27.5 to Bandhan and 20.9 to HDFC focused. Here as well, the same funds got the highest and the second highest allocation. However, the difference is the percent that is allocated to them. In this returns value model, the difference in the first and the second allocation is more like a 6.57%, which was exactly half in the very first model, that was the rank returns model. Hence, we say ranking model follows a concentrated approach and value model follows a balanced approach. So we have provided in total 6 models basis each of these concentrated and balanced approach, and we have also provided an equal weights improved portfolio as well. Any of this portfolio, you have an option to save them just by clicking on this save icon. It will be saved up with this name once you click on the save icon, which will now be available for the purpose of analysis. In the portfolio section itself, you could collapse all the columns. Since it was created from the improve tab, it will get saved in the from improve folder, and then you can run an analysis on the same. Now, talking about the analysis of these improvised portfolio, we could first look upon the asset allocation tab. Firstly, it will tell you what is the total exposure that is there towards the entire portfolio. So, next to the name of a respective stock, for example, HDFC Bank, it says 5.48 is the exposure. You can click on that I button and it can give you an explanation for the same. So it says that there are these 4 funds that form a part of this portfolio, and these 4 funds hold HDFC Bank as a stock in its portfolio. Hence, it is giving an indirect exposure towards the entire portfolio. Now, next to the name of these schemes, you could see a column called as your portfolio, which is to say that in your portfolio, this fund is allocated to an extent of 15.2. For example, the Nippon Large Cap Fund. Now, in this fund, Nippon Large Cap, HDFC Bank as a stock is forming a part to an extent of 8.26%. That is what is denoted in this funds column, and the exposure column is more or less a multiplication of your portfolio allocation of that respective fund and the holding of that respective stock in this fund. We simply multiply these two data to arrive at a portfolio level exposure coming through any underlying component. And on our system, we show the total exposure that is coming through any component. For that matter, even minuscule exposures as well, we show onto our platform as well. Following that, we have is this concentration tab, which will let you know the equity market exposure of the entire portfolio. That is majorly the large, mid, and small cap split is what it will show you. There are two ways how you can have a look at it. First is as percent of total portfolio. Second is as percent of equity exposure. Talking about as percent of total portfolio, this will show you the large, mid, and small cap split. And everything other than equity is categorized in this blue pie section called as others, which is to an extent of 18%. That is, if you go to this overviews tab, everything other than equity, which is cash, debt, foreign equity, and others, all these combined will form a part of these others. And this 81% equity that we had a view, when you split that basis the large, mid, and small cap, will come up to be large 49%, small 23%, and mid 8.7%. Now, if you change this to as percent of equity exposure, right here, we are considering our 81% of equity exposure to 100, post which we are showing you the large, mid, and small cap split of the entire portfolio. Next to that, you could view the equity sectoral exposure, which will firstly show you the top 10 sectors that have exposure towards the portfolio. And by clicking on that tile, it will let you know which all are the stocks from that respective sectors that have exposure towards the portfolio and to what extent do they have the exposure. Following that, the debt tab will also show you the weighted average exposure of any underlying debt component that is there. Firstly, it will show you the credit rating of the underlying components. Following that, you get to see the average maturity and average duration of these underlying components. Next to that, we will come towards this performance tab, which can let you know how is the portfolio performing against that of the benchmark. So the graphical chart is showing you two lines, blue line showing the performance of the portfolio and black line showing the performance of that of the benchmark. Now this analysis is run for a time period that you can set in. You have an option to change the time period as well just by clicking on this change as an icon. There are certain preset time periods that we have provided. If not, you can also custom create your own start date as well. So just by looking at this graph, we could say that in the historical time period that we have set in, the portfolio is indeed performing better than that of the benchmark. And the statistical data for the same as well could be viewed towards its right. Parameters such as cumulative return, which is the point to point absolute return for the portfolio, is at 235, which is higher than that of the benchmark, which is at 126.7%. Following that, you could view the CAGR returns as well, which is 20.6 for the portfolio and 13.5 for that of the benchmark. Next to that, you could view the volatility parameter as well, that is the risk, the standard deviation taken by both the portfolio and that of the benchmark. We could see that they are kind of closer to each other. Portfolio took a risk of 14%, while benchmark took a risk of 15.9%. In addition to that, you could view the Sharpe ratio, that is the risk adjusted return for both the portfolio as well as that of the benchmark. You can see the portfolio having a risk adjusted return to an extent of 0.94, which is also stated basis the data that you see. You can say that the portfolio generated a better return with a lower level of risk in the time period that you have set in. In addition to that, you also get to see the Sortino ratio as well, which will let you know how did the portfolio perform, wherein we are considering only the negative returns. Following that, there are also other parameters such as the cumulative excess on benchmark, which says what is the excess return generated by the fund over and above that of the benchmark. Now it says it is to an extent of 108.96, which is a simple subtraction of this benchmark returns from this portfolio return. Now, this analysis that you can view onto the system, you also have an option to share it with your client as well. I would not be showing the PDF and PPT. I would be showing two other shareable options that we have. First is this share link. So this is a miniature link that you can share across with your client. So let's say you want a feature wherein you do not want to show these fund score to your client. You can click on the checkbox of hide engine fund score. Following that, you do not want your client to change the start and end date from this portfolio. You can lock that as well. In addition to that, let's say you want to force a specific benchmark for this portfolio. By default, the auto benchmark will go whenever you use this share link as an option. If you use this force benchmark as an option, you can search for the respective benchmark that you want to freeze for this portfolio. So I've selected Nifty 500 and I'm just clicking this link. So once this link is generated, you can simply paste it onto your browser or you can share it with your client. Once they access this link, they will be able to view their entire portfolio analysis that you as a user of Engine Markets were able to do. So you can see the fund score does not show up. In addition to that, the option to change the dates as well has gone. And also the benchmark has now been forced to Nifty 500, what we had set in. This link remains active for a total of 7 days. You have an option to reduce the number of days. Maximum, it will be available for a total of 7 days. You could reduce that as well. Following that, we also have something called as client link, which is more like a mobile view that you can share with your client. First thing that is needed is you are supposed to generate a respective pin. Once you generate a pin, you have an option again to set in a start date of your choice. Following that, you can also force your benchmark into this client link as well. Next to that, you can also enter a capital amount as well. Let's say I put in 20 lakh right here. And you can firstly, before sending it, you can have a preview of this. Once you are satisfied with this preview, all you need to do is click on create client link. And it redirects you to this page wherein we have an integration with WhatsApp. So simply click on this WhatsApp icon. You can put in the WhatsApp number of your client and they will be receiving this message. And once your client puts in that respective pin that you had shared with them, this is how the analysis will be available to them. Since we made this on an amount basis, you can see this is showing the 20 lakh that we had input coming up into this major section. Following that, it will show you what all are the components that form a part of your portfolio, the holdings and the underlying exposure. Following that, you can see the equity market exposure and equity sectoral exposure. Next is the analytics tab, which you can see has picked up the benchmark of Nifty 500 that I had selected before sharing. This will show you how is the portfolio performing vis-a-vis that of the benchmark. The statistics followed by the last page will be the drawdown analysis in this analytics page. Next, we have is this markets tab, which will show the general market performance. You can view this basis BSE or NSE. The client will be having the option to toggle between BSE and NSE. And the last page will be a connect page wherein they can put in their comments basis the portfolio that they had seen, and you will be receiving the same onto your mail ID through which you had sent it across. So that is it for the topic related webinar. If anyone has any questions or queries related to today's topic, you could either unmute yourself or type down your questions in the chat box. So there's a question in the chat box. What are the TREPs that shows highest allocation before HDFC Bank in the portfolio? So TREPs are nothing but treasury papers, treasury bills that form a part of any of the fund that is there in the portfolio, the underlines. Okay, so there's a question. Can you explain the improve feature? Okay, so I'll just load my previous portfolio. Just a moment. So the last two columns that you can see is specifically under the value model, which we call as a balanced approach. Here as well, as I explained in the ranking model, the objective is same, minimizing the volatility. That is, maximum allocation will be given to that fund who has the least volatility, which is, you can see, SBI Equity Hybrid Fund. As I mentioned, the difference between the two models will be the percent that is allocated. Since ranking being a concentrated, maximum allocation will go to one fund, while value being a balanced approach, it will make sure that all the schemes get a balanced allocation. Of course, best performing fund will be given a higher allocation. And similarly is the Sharpe value, wherein we will be giving highest allocation to the fund which has generated the best Sharpe ratio. Again, as I mentioned, basis the time period that you set in, which you have an option to edit or change. Okay, so there's a question in the chat box. What do we mean by implied volatility? Implied VAR, sorry. So VAR as a term stands for value at risk. What is the value of this portfolio that is at a risk of what? At a risk of losing. So here you could see 95 has been mentioned, which is stated as the confidence interval. So with a 95% confidence interval, we say that there's a 5% probability that if history were to repeat itself, the portfolio would go down to an extent of 20%, while the benchmark would go down to an extent of 21%. Now, the difference between historical and implied is the parameter that is taken under consideration. The methodology of calculation remains exactly the same. Under historical, we consider the historical returns as the parameter or basis for the calculation, while when we talk about implied VAR, we consider the historical volatility as a parameter for calculation. The formula of calculation remains exactly the same.
Hi Ansu, Jimit this side.
Yes.
Hi. So, what you mean is there is a 5% probability that considering historical volatility as a parameter, the portfolio can go down up to negative returns of 23.26 and the benchmark up to 26.23.
Yes, basis what we consider right here, volatility. That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so there's a question in the chat box mentioning how did we arrive at the five funds from the category that we selected. So I'll quickly take you through. What I did was I just was in the fund section. I shortlisted my category. Once I shortlisted my category, I just added two filter parameters, that is AUM and age filter, and I clicked on apply. Once that was done, I just used this compare icon to move my selected fund basis engine fund score that you can see as the third column. Basis engine fund score, all I did was clicked on this compare icon to move my funds from each category to this compare tab specifically.
What is the percentage that you mentioned to arrive at the engine fund score? So 10% is basis
AUM, 10% goes
AUM.
to AUM, and the remaining 90 is equally distributed between short, medium, and long term returns and volatility.
Short is 3 years. Short term is
Short
one
is
year.
1
Medium is
year,
three, and
long is 5. That is correct.
okay. Can you create a scenario using this portfolio?
The scenarios tab is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is possible. So this is anytime a normal portfolio that you can run an analysis on the tab. So you just go to the scenarios tab, just add your custom scenario, give it a name.
So like the pre-existing scenarios that you have, could you like just show on those only?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
So you need to know the specific dates for the events that have happened, is it? To create
Uh,
these scenarios?
yes, I mean the scenario has to be created in from your side. There are certain inbuilt scenarios that we have also provided, but then each scenario is respective to each user, right? So then you can create it according to your requirement. That is how it works.
Okay.
Any more questions? Please let us know. Okay, so there's a question in the chat box. How do you use the scenario in analysis? So specifically, let's say you wish to see how did your portfolio perform maybe during the tariff scenario or maybe an election scenario or maybe a time period wherein the markets were volatile. What you can do is the objective of this scenarios tab is rather than changing your entire portfolio start and end date, you get to create an internal scenario. So, for example, let's say I just use this option of US election 2024. Historically, how did the portfolio perform in that respective time period? So, you can see how is the portfolio performing against that of the benchmark, which helps you identify wherein during volatile scenarios, how was your portfolio performing. So related to this scenarios tab used in any other tab, what you can also do is maybe you can use this scenarios tab in addition to this contribution tab as well. Wherein in the contribution tab, we have given you an option to create internal scenarios as well. Now, for example, this scenario of 1st November 2024 till 29 November 2024, if you want to see during this time period, not on a portfolio level, but on the fund level, how did the funds perform? Let's say when the markets were volatile during this election scenario. You can use these two type tabs simultaneously as well. Right? So the scenarios tab can be used simultaneously with the contribution tab. Any more questions? Please let us know. All right. If there are no further questions, we will be closing for today. Thank you all for joining in. You could anytime visit our YouTube page. We have a dedicated playlist for all the webinars that have been conducted up until now. You can view that there are in total 160 or 150 odd webinars that have been uploaded. Today's webinar will also be uploaded by next week. Thank you all for joining in. Hope to see you again next week with a new topic. Thank you.